Welcome back to Small Engines Galore, everybody. Today, can you guess what we're doing in our video? Take a look at this mower. If you watch the projects rundown, you will know which mower this is. This is the Beast 1. This is the first mower that I ever had, and I tore it down to build the Beast 2 in its original build, which is back there now. Completely different parts. So now, in this video, this is going to be a two-part series where we are going to resurrect Beast 1. So right now, Beast 1 has a steering box in there and a body on it. That's about it. Everything else, though, has to get put in. No transaxle, no battery tray, no deck mounts, none of that. A shifter is still sitting there, but not hooked up to anything. The steering wheel is super loose because the steering box isn't bolted to the frame. As you can see, the hood has been dented in when my cat jumped and knocked a crow onto it. You can see how caved in that is now. So, in this two-part series, we're going to be putting all this stuff in this frame. So let me give you a rundown of what's on this wagon. The first big thing, 19.5 horsepower turbo cool Briggs and Stratton engine, originally out of the LT1000, but the LT1000 will get built up with a better engine. This exhaust is also from it, custom definitely. I did not make it. The booster cables are not going on. This bumper will go on it. This will go on it. This will hold up the fender. The complete front axle will go in. It's a cast iron unit from the 2004 Craftsman with 1996 spindles on it. And possibly we'll be converting it to fender shift with this plate and this template that I made from a different mower, but we'll see. Now, go ahead and rewind the clip if you want. But what piece did I mention that wasn't on the wagon? Transaxle. I have this one here, the original one out of Beast 2. Just put new shift keys in it, but we tried to weld up the diff and warped an axle shaft. So as long as I don't have another center section for this one will never be operational ever again. There's some Spicer 4360 parts, and there is more, and there's another case. So I just got a transaxle for this thing. So we're going to be installing it in part 2. Alright folks, 19.5 horsepower opposed twin Briggs is sitting in the frame. We still have to bolt the steering down. It's still super loose, but yeah, I have to bolt this down. Then we'll bolt the engine down. I'll see you in the next clip. I know that you can't see this, but steering is in. So let's get to bolting the engine in. Welcome back, everybody. Take a look. This engine mount went in nice. This one up front here. Don't know if you can see it that well, but there's a hole here. There's no hole in the frame for it. So if you want to, drill that hole out, but I didn't. I never have. I've always run these things on 3 engine mounts and they've been fine. Obviously, both of the back ones go in fine. So yeah, that's the engine. It's mounted now. Alright folks, go ahead, laugh at these welds. I didn't do these ones, but I bought this engine and exhaust with the LT1000, and this stud is busted off inside the head. I didn't do it, but it was already busted off, so yeah, it's bolted up now, but I have to build a pipe to go way at the back like the LT1000 did, because I like how that sounded. Yeah. So when I was about 10 years old, is when I used to have this thing and I used to actually drive this thing. This is my 10-year-old writing. I put this ignition switch in because the old one was rusted shut. I wrote kill switch on there. I did the gear selector markings. This is the original kill switch. Kind of destroyed, so since I have money now, I went and bought a new one. And it's going right in there. This is my old steering wheel too. Good thing it's going back on. It's got to go back on the adapter. But first I'm going to get a column support so that it holds it like this instead of like this, because that wears out the gears. If it's held up like this in the factory position, it won't wear out. Okay, so now that we found the bar that connects both spindles, we gotta go find one that goes between the steering box and the drive spindle, which is on the left side of the front axle. I'm just walking over to my parts bin over here. Or really, just my area full of parts. I'm looking for one of the steering bars. Came off of off-road machine when we did the video on changing the steering on that. But I'm not really seeing it here. This is the John Deere project. I don't really see it here, but we'll see in a minute. 04 Craftsman frame, 2011 MTD frame. Yeah, I still don't see one here, so I'll have to take a look again. Okay, here's some more parts that I have. This one might be it. Missing the end of it. Yeah, this is one of them. This is the one that I was looking for. Except for, I wish that there was still an end on this. Maybe in here somewhere I'll find it. I'll let you know. Okay, so I didn't find the other end for the crossbar, or sorry, the connector bar, but maybe I'll have one in here. I don't know. Let's check. I did not find one, but I did find this bolt. But maybe I'll just weld to the end of this for now, just to get it ready and rolling. That's about it though. So just as a reminder, here's where we're at right now. Engine is in, front axle is in, steering connector bar is in to go between both spindles. But now, since we have the steering box and the brand new steering column support in, we're gonna stick this bar between the two and hook it up. So yeah, that bar that we just grabbed, this silver one here, it hooks up in the spindle, basically right there. There's supposed to be a tie rod end that comes out the bottom, and it comes in underneath here and it hooks up to the steering box. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it should be like right in the camera view. It's in there. And now, if we turn the steering bar falls off because there's no tie rod end on it, but you may have seen that it did briefly move the spindle, which is good. I'm gonna get to put the steering wheel on right now, starting with the adapter and then the actual wheel itself, which is just like a spline fit onto here. So alright folks, I welded this steering bar to the bolt. I know it's kind of ugly, and yes, it is just temporary. I will not run it like this when I'm driving it. Now we're just going to hook up this bar again, which is this one here. It just connects both spindles, and then we can be on our way with mounting the front wheels and all that. Okay guys, let's just take a quick look here. I'm going to turn the steering wheel and watch that spindle move. Same thing on this side. You can see it moves. So yeah, this stuff is all hooked up now. Okay, so these front wheels that I want to run on this thing are 20 by 8.5 by 8-inch wheel. These are originally back tires off of a 2011 MTD yard machine mower. They were a double D shaft on the inside of this, on the inside of the hub, but I took a die grinder to them and made them round, and they happen to be the correct offset to fit on these front spindles. So, if we go ahead and shove this on, then yeah, there's our result. It's actually on the spindle, and it sits wider than factory because it's a wider wheel, but as you can see, just the end of the spindle sticks out just enough that we can get a clip on there, and it all works. When I turn this does not limit our turning radius at all. This can go a bit, so yeah, this is good. Here's what it's looking like with both big front wheels on it. Yes, it is still sitting on jack stands right now, but I'm about to drop it off of the jack stands so I can give you a good ride height. There we go. This thing is sitting on the front wheels, on the ground, with everything hooked up on this thing. The engine is in, steering is all hooked up. This thing has come a long way. Let's try closing the hood now. Come on, really? Yep, air filter's hitting this since the cat caved it in. That sucks. Now we gotta cut off the top of the hood. I'm just gonna try to bend it straight for now though. That might be better.